everyone, and I am here today, like I promised last week, to talk about the Pixar Theory. The Pixar Theory is basically a theory, obviously, that all the Pixar movies are in one universe. It starts in the 14th to 15th century. Now, this is very long, so I'm just getting straight to the point, obviously. So we start to see it in the 14th and 15th century with Brave. Brave starts with the magic of the wisps, and the wisps bring inanimate objects to life, like the broom, the bucket, etc. It is all of that magic is utilized by the witch who works with wood, and she disappears behind wooden doors, and that is something very important to remember for later on. The magic then leads to superheroes, taking us to 1950s and the 1960s with The Incredibles. In The Incredibles, superheroes start to save the world. Buddy is a wannabe superhero. He doesn't turn out so good though, does he? Anyways, he creates robots, and he creates something called 0-point energy. This 0-point energy starts to be absorbed in toys, and it's just basically unseen energy and wavelengths. In 1997 and 1998, we have Toy Story, and basically showing that toys are starting to come alive because of that energy, and they also have another energy source, which is human love. So toys discover what happens to toys that are isolated from humans, and it's not so good. So then in 1999, we have Toy Story 2, and it shows that toys discover that it's dangerous to be isolated from humans. They start to question their purpose also in that movie, and it shows that toys are starting to resent humans, like how Jessie starts to resent her former owner for abandoning her. But it's not only toys that start to resent humans. Animals start to resent humans, which takes us to 2003 with Finding Nemo. And Finding Nemo, it shows that fish are starting to advance with educational schools and freeway systems. Humans start to pollute the earth and start to experiment on animals, and Dory is actually one of those animals that was experimented on, which is why she has this memory loss. The reasons why the animals start to resent the humans are because of pollution, and they are starting to capture and cage the fish. The animals become curious about humans and start to have human characteristics, which leads us to 2007 with Ratatouille. Animals start to show human qualities, like Remy, who can walk on his hind legs and cooks, but he's also controlling a human because Linguini is a very lost human being, and Remy is like controlling him. Remy's clan does not approve of him being so close to a human, and they feel fear and hate towards humans. Now, in 2010, we have Toy Story 3, and toys are being physically and emotionally abused by humans, and Lotso starts to protect his own kind and starts to take care of them because he was emotionally and physically abused, whatever. It starts to show that inanimate objects like these toys, machines, are starting to get ready to take over. Carl and Ellie write Andy a letter in that movie, basically saying that he should start considering to get rid of his toys because they know that there's going to be an uprising of these objects. And that's why they plan to go live in solitude. So now in 2011 to 2016, we have Up, and Carl gives up his house, or gives up his property, to BNL, who plan to expand the city, which causes more pollution. The animals can now communicate with humans, and it's kind of a tipping point between animals and humans. Years later, there is an uprising between animals and humans, and which takes us to 2100 to 2200 with cars. Animals rise against the humans to stop pollution, and machines go and help humans, and the machines and the humans win. But because there is such a big imbalance of humans to machines, the remainder of the humans leave Earth into space on the Axiom. So yeah. In Cars 2, which is in the same era, there are no humans around the world as we see, because it starts off in America to Europe and Japan. There are no humans, just cars. There is an energy crisis because oil is the only energy used for cars. All in all, is supposed to be a clean fuel, and it's used to swiftly wipe out many, many cars. All in all is a product of BNL, and eventually polluted the earth, and the whole world became unfit and unable to sustain life. Now we go to 2800 to 2900 with Wall-E, and Wall-E is just a little robot fascinated by human culture, and he saves the human race and starts a new beginning on Earth with everybody. And the plant he has in the boot actually turns to be the mighty tree, which we see in A Bug's Life. So now we go to 2898 to 3000 with A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life, it shows that bugs start to live longer, which can be proven with evolution and the mutation of genes. And they're not afraid of humans. A quote from the movie is that they should be afraid of birds, bigger bugs, and snakes, and there's no mention of being afraid of humans. It shows the distant future that animals are starting to evolve and become more dominant. Now, in 4500 to 5000, we have Monsters University. And this is hundreds of years after Wall-E takes place. And animals start to change because of the radiation of BNL. And they evolve into monsters, accidentally wiping out the humans off the earth. Monsters University is established in 1313 using a monster calendar and not a human calendar. So it's starting from their time that they took over. It took place around 1400 years after A Bug's Life, which is perfect timing. Monsters are falsely taught that humans are toxic, and monsters are worried about being swiped from existence because of humans. And Monsters Inc., monsters did not realize that humans are a source of energy, and machines help them by letting monsters use doors to go to the past to get energy from humans. So yeah, this leads to Boo. Boo, okay? She became obsessed with finding Sully. And Boo is in this whole thing. She wanted to know what happened to Sully and stuff like that. So she figured out a way to time travel using doors and magic. So she created a source of magic, which are the wisps, and created magic to find Sully using wood. She doesn't exactly know what time period to go to find Sully. So she leaves Easter eggs to everywhere that she goes. So the Easter eggs that we see often in the movies are like the Pizza Planet truck and Sully, there's Pixar, there's a lot of things that are found. So that's pretty much the Pixar theory, and I did that all in 10 minutes. It's very long. I have 3 pages of notes. So I hope you guys learned something. I'll probably update this as soon as I figure out how Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, and then how Finding Dory fit into this. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.